当心跳闪烁春云间，听万物回响满天边，呼吸之间银河万年，每一夜重逢每一个初见，时空沦陷，湮灭中绚烂，是你从未离开，十指相牵一生永远，穿越深空浩瀚永恒的告白，你在过去未来每一刻盛开，永恒渺小如尘埃，飞入宇宙的璀璨，乘风来，你一身红彩，手我猜。你在，跨越时间，奔向光年之外，平凡中相遇的诗篇，转眼亘古的思念，走过漫长的无限，每一遍都与你并肩，跨越无尽浩瀚灵魂的告白，是我在日月斗转每一场盛开，都是爱，坠落为尘埃，穿过深空的璀璨，乘风来，你与我同在，换一切。当心跳闪烁春云间，听万物回响满天边，呼吸之间银河万年，每一夜重逢每一个初见，穿越深空浩瀚永恒的告白，是你在过去未来每一刻盛开，永白，渺小如尘埃，飞入宇宙的璀璨，乘风来，写满深红彩，跨越无尽浩瀚灵魂的告白，是我在日月斗转每一场盛开，都是爱，坠落为尘埃，穿过深空的璀璨，乘风来，你一身红彩，说我在，我在，你在。
Some love for longevity before fading to dust. Some long for eternal sleep to that serenity. Their lost time forever buried. She rambled 1,000 times, a million miles searching for light. Free from the rule of death, now seems so dull. Time goes by, but memories rewind. There she prays again, back when things began. Where'd you go? Where they meet to grow old, where no rivers would flow, no woods would grow, no life would never be ceased, or somewhere they could start again, where they would never be the same, where it rains every day, then they would stay.
Ah. Ooh. Hey guys, sorry it took a while. I was on the Google Slides censoring my face in every photo because I initially wanted to do it on my phone and then upload them, but ads on all free apps, so it was too much. I decided to just import them and then yeah, so I'm gonna be sharing with you guys in the first half of today's stream about my day, and it was such a fun day. I feel a bit bad though because I know some of you are concerned because you guys are asking about Chewy. I was accompanied by my husband to the Love and Deepspace pop-up event that is happening in Sentosa. Let me get an article up on it because I feel like there's a lot more better photos of the exhibition online right now. There were a few news channels that covered it already. It's happening from now until the end of next weekend. So if you want to go, you can consider going. But just be warned, there is a queue, and the queue is rather long. I will say though, I think they did a really good job of queue management, and it's also very cooling. They had these big fans, almost like air conditioner type units that were blowing air at all of the people who were there. A lot of ladies went in full bridal gowns, and I was one of those ladies. Not going for lads. I want to see Chewy instead. Oh, you'll see a little bit of Chewy today. Just a little bit. He's in like one photo, but it's like right at the end. So you have to stay until the end to see my husband. He's the hidden lead, you know? He's my main lead. Can't go in there. How did you love bridal gowns? So I'm about to share with you the special bridal gown that I have and how I made it easier for myself. So there were a bunch of ladies who I think they rented gowns or they bought gowns off Taobao, and they were like full length long bridal gowns. There were a lot of ladies who were wearing stuff like that, and I can only imagine how freaking warm it was. We were all sweating so much throughout the day, but especially because right now there's a bit of a heat wave as well, so it's been really hot, but thankfully I was about to show you the, hold on, let me show you. So here's a photo of the pop-up. It's a gorgeous pop-up. This is the mock-up photo, but it's basically at the staircase area of Sentosa. And there are two stations here, which are Raphael and Silas, and then we have Zane, Caleb, and Xavier on the other side. So over here, I actually have a theory as to why they put Silas and Raphael on their own here. I think they are the more popular ones from the majority of the people that I could see there. A lot of people were Silas mains, like from the merch they were carrying and from the bridal veil and colors they were wearing. A lot of Raphael mains, a lot of Silas mains, not as many Caleb, Xavier, or Zane mains. So I think
they did a good job planning that out to put the two popular characters kind of by themselves so that you have more time. So let me just explain how the queue and everything works in this. So when you get to the venue, the queue doesn't start like down here or anything. This whole place is sheltered, and you have to walk up these steps or take the escalator at the side, and there's two queuing areas behind in the shaded area. So there's one queuing area that's behind the big billboard here, and another queuing area a little further up over here. So people will join the queue from the first queuing area, and then they will escort people over the second queuing area, and once it's your turn, they'll let you in from here. You can go in from here, and you have a total of 5 minutes to take photos with the pop-up booths. You're not allowed to touch the standees, and you have to be careful with the props because they're all very fragile. And they let in about 10 people at a time, so everybody has at least 2 minutes to take with not 2 minutes, sorry, like what's the math here, so that there's enough time for people to take with two places. Yeah, but that's also depending on the group that you go with. So I happened to be with a group of ladies who were super nice, and they didn't take a lot of time. They didn't take their time. We were all like chop chop chop, you know, take your photos and go. So I was really lucky that they didn't have to chase us out or anything. Once you're done in this area 5 minutes, then they'll escort you down to the other side where there's the 3 booths over here, and you're allowed 5 minutes here as well. Then once you're done, you kind of leave from the top over there. So that's kind of the flow of how this thing works, and they had more than enough manpower. At some point there were also people distributing water. The whole place is well ventilated. I was very happy with the overall organization of this pop-up. I thought it was really, really good. One of the best, actually. I went today at around 11:30, so 30 minutes after the thing opened. It's open from 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. On Friday, Saturday, Sundays. This week, next week. So, oh wait, this week, next week, is it 31st? Is it the week after as well? I didn't keep track of the dates. Let me check my calendar. Okay, so this pop-up will be there all the way until the 31st of July, but you are only allowed to take photos, like they have staff there to facilitate the photo taking, only on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Every other day, it is going to be barricaded up, if I'm not mistaken. So to really go in and interact, you have to go on Friday or Saturday or Sunday. Either this weekend or next weekend will be the last weekend that you have the chance to do it. So I went there. I initially wanted to go at opening time, but Chewy and I woke up a little bit late, and I did like full makeup, full hair, okay? So it took me a little while as well, and we live pretty far from Sentosa, so it took us a long time to get down to the area, and once we got there, we were so hungry. Okay, let me see if there's any other photos. Doesn't look like there is, so I'll just turn up the sound. This is the official page if you want to take a look. There's also a giveaway going on, but I'm not sure whether I am able to participate or not. I'm gonna go and try and post it on my social media on Twitter. I don't know if they'll accept Twitter entries or not. Singapore tends to lean towards Facebook posts and Instagram posts, so who knows. But either way, I think the only account I have that's public is my Twitter post. That's the most relevant. The rest of my accounts are kind of not very active as well. So they do have access. Okay. Ah, nice. You asked? Nice. Okay, so I will be censoring my face though. But yeah, this is going to be on all the way until the 31st of July, and they have limited merchandise up for grabs for the giveaway, as well as a one-night stay at Hotel Aura. Woohoo! I haven't searched up Hotel Aura actually. Is that a hotel in Sentosa? Oh, it is. It's a 5-star hotel in Singapore. But where is it? Oh, it's also at Sentosa. Wow! Yeah, so you could win a one-night stay at this hotel, which is nice, you know, to have a little staycation. I don't think I'll win, but seeing the number of people that were there. But honestly, I feel like most of us are taking photos more for our personal pleasure than for like to participate. That's just a plus, you know. Oh, Geek Culture also covered it. Yeah. So I heard that yesterday on TikTok, there were some ladies who went and had to queue for like 4 hours. But when I went in the morning at around 11:30, I only had to queue 2 hours. I know I say only, but that's not the longest I've had to queue for something. So honestly, I think it's still okay. Considering many Let's Players are young single kids, honestly, as I was thinking about it, in the queue that I was in, I think most of the ladies and guys were probably around at least 20 or 21. There was only, like, okay, if there are young players, they kind of let you know. They'll tell you that they're young. There was this one girl in the queue when I was there, and she looked about 14, 15. She came with her dad. Her dad stood outside the queue, and I thought it was really sweet of him to wait so long for his daughter. But she was saying things like, I like Silas the most because he looks very daddy. I think I'm too young for this game. She was talking to the girls in front of me, not to me. But I was just like, ooh, oh man. Does the dad know about Catch 22? I don't know, but I think he's just trying to be a supportive dad, and I thought it was really sweet of him. But, you know, as a teenager, that's just kind of what you do when you're excited over stuff. And throughout the line, she was talking to the other older girls about how Silas is being neglected by Paper Games and how he doesn't have as much love and she wants more cards of him, etc. And it was cute. It was cute. I think it's part of growing up to, you know, be excited over stuff and share that with strangers. But I will say that there was a really nice sense of community when I went there. It just felt like, wow, look at all these ladies who are into the same thing I'm into, you know? And the different people who went, a lot of them were in wedding dresses. Not a lot of them, maybe about 10% of them were in wedding dresses. And then the rest were in sort of casual but semi-formal, some in white, some with a veil, just a little accessory here and there. Some of them dressed up to match with their favorite lead. And we also had two really good cosplayers, female cosplayers, who were cosplaying Raphael and Zane just ahead of us. So people kept stopping by to take photos with them, and it was really great. It's just such a fun time to gather with girls who love the same games, and I really enjoyed it. This was Geek Culture's video. Oh geez, it's so loud. I can't. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I can't seem to adjust the volume, so we will not watch it with the sound. But yesterday's queue was 4 hours, from what I heard, at the highest sort of demand timing. But when I went, it was 2 hours. Draco, you were there as well, right? Did you guys also queue for 2 hours? You guys started around the same place I did. How was having 6 husbands on screen? They should have hired real cosplayers for the booth. Yeah, so in the Billy booth in Shanghai, I believe they hired real cosplayers, and they are viral on Twitter right now. They're all over, and they're so good. They had such a good cast of cosplayers for this event. People are like going crazy because they're so accurate to the actual characters. It's kind of insane, and they get to interact with the characters too. But I would imagine that in the heat and in Singapore, it's gonna be a bit harder to find with our a bit more limited population. I'm sure there are guys who meet the criteria and would be happy to take up the roles, but I guess that's gonna cost way more. I think professional cosplayers, from the last I saw talent website, a really popular cosplayer could cost as much as $900 an hour. And for someone who's like good looking but maybe not as popular, maybe it's about at $300 to $500 an hour minimum. So professional cosplay is, I mean, worth every dollar. I think it's a really taxing craft that should be well compensated, you know. But holy freaking hairballs, that's a lot of money. They seem already shot on budget looking at the floor plan. That's true. I would say that the dollar definitely stretches more in other parts of Southeast Asia. So I was really, really happy that we even had something going on here, because we are one of the more expensive countries to host events like that. And I was genuinely so happy when the live stream for 4.0 came out and they said they would have a pop-up in Singapore, that I'm just satisfied that we even have something, because most other countries don't. Right now there is, of course, Shanghai. There's also Paris, and then Singapore, and I think one more, but I can't remember where it is. I was too caught up by saying like, oh, Resorts World Sentosa, I know that place. All right, so for my photos, yeah, I censored all of them. But in the morning when Chewy and I went, we actually got there around around 10:30. I initially wanted to get to the venue by 10 because I knew there would be a queue, but we ended up sleeping a bit more and I did not manage to get there on time. And then afterwards, we decided to go look for some breakfast, and I noticed that Tim Hortons had a breakfast daily meal thing, not daily meal thing, breakfast deal. It was like a value deal. So for $5, you can get a donut or a croissant or a muffin, I believe, and a daily brew. And if you top up a little, you can get a ham and cheese bagel. So I got the ham and cheese bagel, Chewy got a donut, and we got some coffee. And that was our, one guy had heat stroke. Wait, which one? In Shanghai? Was it the Caleb cluster, right? Yeah, I saw that the baby apples were so sweet. They would visit him and then tell him to sit down instead, and they would bring him, like, they would fan him so that he wouldn't be affected by the heat. It's a very sweet community all around. Yeah, so we had breakfast at Tim Hortons. It was delicious. He took this very nice photo of me. So something that I thought I was kind of silly for doing, I forgot to buy new contact lenses. The last time my pair kind of fell into the sink, so I decided to throw it away, and I didn't buy a new pair. So I was wearing my glasses all over the place. When usually when I do makeup, I'll wear contact lenses so that I can just, look good. But for all my photos that you're gonna see, I have my glasses, my prescription glasses on my head, because this silly bunny forgot to bring her contacts, forgot to top up her contacts. In fact, at some point, I think I dropped only one contact, because right now I only have one contact, and that's for my right eye, but I don't have the left one, and I think I used it to like replace another one. I don't know, it's real stupid. I'm gonna go and get my prescription contact lenses soon. I am not blind as a bat, when I don't have my contacts, but my my degree is about 300, so it's like a bit mong, cannot really see clearly, but I can still see. Glasses on the head is like 50-year-old mom look. True, I was a MILF at this event. What? So first stop when we got there was to take a photo with the billboard, and I held Xavier's face since he is my main. My husband took this photo and accidentally cropped out Silas. So he's not in my first photo of the day, but it's okay. He also kind of clipped off Caleb here, but it's okay. We have a nicer photo with both of us with all the leaves because it was taken by a lady. And I was in a wedding dress, yes. So a little bit about this wedding dress. When I got married 2 years ago, I bought 5 wedding dresses. There was one for the tea ceremony, one that was pink, and I ended up not using that. One that ended up being my church wedding dress, one that happened to be my pre-wedding photo. I had 6 dresses. Not regarding the pink one, which was just for fun, I guess. Not regarding the pink one, sorry, let's restart. I had 5 wedding dresses, one for the tea ceremony, which is a traditional red cheongsam. And then I had this dress over here, which was a bit more casual. I felt it's a 2-piece one. Later you'll see me with a long version of this dress, because you can put on the bottom part as a separate piece. That's why when I went to the event, I was wearing it as a short dress, but during some of the photo shoots on the second part of the exhibition, I decided to wear the extension of the dress. I had one that I used for my photo shoot before our wedding, and one that I used at home while waiting for the gate crash. And then the last one was the dress I walked down the aisle in. So we just happened to be talking about my wedding a while back being like 2 days ago, and we were talking about it on stream because I was trying to find the photos, but I couldn't. But Theo, I don't know if Theo's here, I don't think he is. Theo scrubbed through my feed and found my wedding pic. So this was the one that ended up being my down the aisle one. And this was Chewy's suit. He was in a gray suit that day. This one had a lot of flowers adorned on it, and it was very, very heavy, because if you can see, it's quite thick, and I wore a petticoat underneath. So this one, oh my goodness, holy freaking hairballs, it was very thick and very heavy. But it had a very traditional silhouette with the shoulder pads and things, and I thought this one is too much of a hassle to wear around. And then the other one that we saw was the one that I wore in the video that we managed to find 2 days ago, and that one was the other dress for the photo shoot only. So I actually never got to use this dress until today. And I thought it was a really funny situation to use the wedding dress that I ended up never using for my actual wedding for my fictional husband. Alright, so moving on. We queued for 2 hours. And when we finally got in there, so first area has Raphael, has Silas, and has a signboard that I guess lights up at night. I decided to take photo with the signboard as well because that was all that was left to take photos with once you were done with the two other booths. So I took photos of this, squatting down. And then, alright, I don't know why, I didn't put it in order, did I? I didn't put it in order, so anyway. But the photos I took, or rather that Chewy took of me, so this is where you can see the wedding dress is longer because I'm wearing the extension piece underneath already. I took the photos of Zayn. I think his booth was the most easy to step up to because of the steps that they put over here. So you didn't have to take one huge step into the pedestal. You could just walk up. My only complaint is that it seemed like the love interests were not to scale because it might be the right height, or maybe it wasn't even the right height. Their faces and hands seemed a bit small for like a person, so I think it was slightly smaller than like real life scale, but it was still okay. It was still fun to take photos with it. I ended up liking the ones where I sat on the floor more than the ones where I was standing beside, because when you stand beside the standee, it's very obvious that it's a little bit smaller than you would expect. Unrealistic yaoi hands expectations, hey. Hi Colonel, welcome in. So these are the photos I took of Zayn. His booth was the highest on the step and very, very nice. I thought it was very pleasing to the eyes because of the blue and all. I took photos of Caleb too. Like, I think it was really cute that they had the theme park. I have no idea how they set this up, but it was such a pretty pop-up booth. And they had the paper cranes and all the little references to his myths and stories and memories that we have of him. So I took one while standing beside him, and I think you can tell, like, Caleb is supposed to be 1'8", I think. I'm about 1'5". With my heels, maybe about 1'6". This is a little bit smaller, than you would expect. So I ended up sitting on the floor and preferring these photos instead, because then it's not so obvious that the height difference is inaccurate. Should have put his living room instead, ayo. With the candies, oh my god, yeah, that's where all the spicy stuff happens. You brought I wore the dress. I ended up wearing the dress. I actually wanted to show you guys the dress that I was going to wear, and I thought of bringing this dress over, but it was too heavy and I decided to just wear it instead. So for Raphael, I decided on the short version, because I thought it looked really cute. Chewy took all these photos for me. He initially didn't count down, so there were a lot of photos where my eyes were closed because I had no idea when he was snapping, and I had to tell him, babe, you have to tell me, you have to count down at least so that I know when to open my eyes and keep them open. So after a bit of coaching, it was a little better, yeah. So initially, the Raphael booth was the first one that I went to, and I didn't know that we could go up on the pedestal initially, which is why I stayed here. But I guess it didn't really matter because I ended up sitting on most of the pedestals anyway. Classic guy taking photos, man. So Xavier's one is the only booth that I managed to visit twice. Initially Chewy took a lot of photos of me that weren't very flattering here, so I told him to retake some. Which is why we revisited it, but it was within the 5 minutes, so it was a quick work. But this is one of my favorites, also because Xavier is my favorite. Hee. I took a couple of Silas as well. Put this emoji because I think that's very him. Yeah, I was in the MRT in this short one, and then later on for some of the photos I put on the extension piece. So it's a 2-piece wedding dress. It's transformable and I love it, and I'm so glad that I finally got to use it after like 2 years after my wedding. Silas's one, in my opinion, was very visually striking. The red and the black really makes everything stand out, especially if you're wearing white. The contrast is heavy, is great. And there were a lot of Silas girlies too, so a lot of them wore red veils, but I think it would have been more effective to wear white because it's very obvious. So this was the one where I stood very near him, because you can see there's nothing for me to sit on the bottom. It isn't raised in any way, so I just walked into it and I look like I'm so tall. I look so tall in this because Silas is supposed to be like kissing 1'9", all right? I look like I'm a 180 bitch. Like, she's so tall. Damn. Maybe I should have just not worn my heels. Then the height difference will be more accurate. Silas stat padding. What does stat padding mean? Curious, how many more other visitors were also in wedding dresses? In my row, I think there was one other girl in a white dress. That I think for every 10 people that were let into the photo booth, about 2 or 3 girls would be in white dresses or in wedding dresses. So I'm assuming about 10% of us were in wedding dresses. I would like to believe Hime booked the whole venue to herself. Dang! I will say Chewy did a good job of like leaving people out of the frame most of the time. For the most part, there aren't people in the frame except for this one because it's unavoidable. It's right at the bottom, so everybody's in. So you can see that when I went in, there was another girl in sort of a wedding dress. The rest of them were in white dresses, but it was casual white dressing. Hi, Quiz! Welcome, welcome! How many were there? Oh gosh, I didn't count how many of us were there, but the queue was 2 hours, and each batch was 5 minutes. So make of that what you will. There were a lot of people. That song is MediaCorp, huh? So Kid Central. Oh, you mean my raid message? Yeah, welcome in. How is City Skylines? I hope you guys have fun. Oh, did I show you guys this one already? Yes, I did. Oh, yes! So this is my favorite photo. After all that, after the 10, 15 minutes of snapping photos with my very handsome 2D man, 3D man. Well, today they were 2D. They were flat. Today they were flat. But after all that, I insisted with Chewy that I wanted him to take a photo with me. So we took a picture here, and this is my favorite photo from today. Chewy in the classic SG guy fit, right? He's in his Uniqlo, in his like small artist shirt. He's carrying my bag, of course. And why didn't he tux it up? He would have died in the heat. Honestly, this morning, I already knew that last night he had a pretty late shift, and I was concerned that he would be tired because last night he was already having aching legs, aching back, and this morning he said that he felt even more sore. So I actually told him, if you don't feel up to or if you need to rest, it's totally fine, because I have friends who were going for the event anyway, and I could just meet them and we could take photos for each other. So I didn't necessarily need him to follow me, but he insisted and said that you would enjoy yourself more if I was with you. So he came with me, even though he was dead tired from his late shift and aching all over, because he started a position where he has to stand long hours some days, and yesterday was a day where he had to stand long hours and also did some heavy lifting, which is why he was sore over and just really tired. But he still took the time and energy to follow me and entertain my interests, and I'm forever thankful to have him as a husband. Like, I don't think a lot of guys are very selfless sometimes, and I don't think a lot of my exes would have done this for me. So I'm very thankful to him, and I'm really glad. I'm not speaking about all men. I'm not trying to generalize here. I'm just saying that maybe it's just the people around me that have not great taste, but a lot of my friends' partners don't go out of their way, especially when they're not feeling well, to do stuff for them. So my husband didn't even bother. Well, at the end of the day, honestly, I think it would have been fun to go with friends too. I just didn't want to get home too late, so I wanted to go like really early, and I didn't want to bother my friends to wake up earlier, because there was a group of friends that went, and they were going at 12:30, so they arrived about 2 hours after me, and then they also queued up 2 hours after me, and I think they're still out of the house. And knowing that I had a stream tonight, I knew that I wanted to get home a bit earlier. Oh, men are dogs. Ayo. What? A wedding dress, yeah, so this is the wedding dress I never got to use on my actual wedding day, and I'm so glad that I got to use it today. This, by the way, is photoshopped, this part, because in this picture, I was stupid and forgot to lift up the whole dress. So the original picture has just a gap over here. So I copy pasted this over on this side and you can't even tell. Photoshop, baby! And all of my photos as well. Like I Photoshop. I didn't Photoshop all my photos, but I do edit them because I want the memories to look good as well. Oh, let me show you guys the dress that I initially wanted to wear. Oh god, let me just blur out my face first. This one is not edited, so where is that photo? It was early in the day because I didn't leave the house in that dress, but I thought it was really cute. I got this dress last weekend, and but my titties were kind of falling out, so I decided not to wear it out just in case. Just in case they fell out, girl. Like, I wasn't about to take that risk, no. Let me just censor this real quick. I look good, though. I look so yummy in this photo. But... but I cannot afford a wardrobe malfunction in public. Hold on, let me add this to the slide. Maybe you guys can see from there. Hold on. Let me move to this one and then add it to the last one. I already censored it, so it should be fine. I have to find the photo again. We took way too many photos today. Okay, got it. Let me reload real quick. Unless it's already in. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I initially wanted to wear this dress, which is a cute little like gingham picnic type dress. It's really cute. It's adorable. I really like it, but as you can see, my tits were at risk. Therefore, I did not wear that. Initially, I wanted to bring the dress there, but it was way too... Yeah, this was right after I did my hair. By the time I got to Sentosa, my hair was already uncurling. Okay, the humidity in Singapore is not great for setting hair. So unless I go to the salon to get it done, like this is the start of the day when we were still in air conditioning the entire time, right? Like taking the bus, taking the MRT, almost the entire time in the air conditioning, we look fine. And then once I got to the venue and queued for 2 hours, all my curls were gone. But there's remnants of it there. At least there was an effort that was... She tried, alright? She tried. This was the first time I went out of my way to try and style my hair. Unfortunately, it did not hold, but I think I should have expected that. What's your... bonjour, bonjour, ni hao, konnichiwa. This was not my wedding dress from 2 years ago. This is a wedding dress I bought, but not one that I managed to wear. So today I got to wear it, and I was really happy. I was really, really happy. And I'm super happy with the photos, too. Chewy was an incredible photographer, despite not being formally trained or anything. I think his photos were pretty fire. Look at that. Look at that framing. Not bad, okay? Rule of thirds and everything. I'm right in the third here. All right. Good centering for most of them. Not crooked. Yeah, I wore a wedding dress! And it's a two-piece wedding dress, so I went to the event like this. But halfway through, for some of the pop-ups, I decided to wear the extension one. So you'll see some photos where the dress is really long. It's a second half. It's a skirt. It's a skirt you wear under the dress to make it long. I love it. I thought it was great. In a wedding dress too, wasn't it? It was super hot. Yeah, I was also wearing like stockings and socks. There was a lot going on. That's amazing. I'm glad you like it. Honestly, this gimmick is one of my favorites, and I wish more clothes would have gimmicks like that, because it's just so fun. The dress is so pretty. I'm glad. I have not worn it out. Not that hot. Oh yeah, it was warm. I was sweating my balls off. Like, do you see this fan that Chewy brought? It's huge. This fan he was using to fan me throughout the pop-up exhibition because I was sweating, but he didn't want me to look sweaty in the photos, so he was like fanning me while we were waiting for our turn. Truly a man of service. I love my husband. I think I've said this a number of times, but for this wedding banner, as much as I was super excited for it when it was first announced, I didn't pull for it. I didn't pull for it except for the free pulls, just hoping that maybe one would drop, but I didn't get any of the cards. And this is the very first multi-banner that I skipped, that I did not spend any money on. And that's because when I think back to my own wedding 2 years ago, what you see in the cards just can't compare to actually getting married. So I decided not to pull because yes, they gave me butterflies, but they wouldn't be able to make me cry like Chewy did on my wedding day. You know, like the feels are not feeling enough for me. Like I've heard those, like not the exact words, but I've heard words that were tailored for me before, and it's so different. So also you want to Sentosa? Yes, I did. No, yeah. So at the end of the day, I usually like the fiction aspect. I love the fiction aspect of the Otome games. I loved Lumiere's princely, otherworldly princey, what do you call it, cards. I loved Zane's Farcia cards. I loved Caleb's cyborg card. I loved Raphael's myth. I loved Silas's myth too. And I pulled for all those banners. But I didn't pull for the wedding banner because it's just not the same, and it's just not gonna be able to hold a candle to actually getting married. Together for you, exactly. Your husband should have dressed up as well, not gonna lie. Nah, he was already tired, and I wouldn't have put him in a position where he was uncomfortable. He actually came to this event with no intention of having any photos of himself, but I begged him to take a photo with me in this venue because I didn't want to go to a wedding banner event and not have a photo with my husband. I didn't take photos with any of the cosplayers or anything either, but I had a lot of selfies with him. With Chewy, that is. Where my Uma Musume event, I'm very sure that there's going to be one eventually. It's gained such a following here as well. I wouldn't be surprised if in the next year or so you find some sort of event with Uma Musume in Singapore. But I would say that I feel like a lot of the events that come to Singapore, a lot of them are just like merch pop-ups and not really grander events like this where it's just unticketed for fans to come and interact with the characters in real life. Like that doesn't really happen here. I think it's because it's really expensive probably to host an event like that in Singapore. But maybe if you keep giving Uma Musume money, they'll come to our shores eventually? Question mark. Hi John, welcome in. And yes, this is me IRL. This was me this morning. No, this is Patrick. Hi John, how are you? I'm still waiting for something to happen in Brunei. Oh man, I hope that you get that soon. Yeah, this morning I went to the Love and Deepspace pop-up at Resorts World Sentosa. It's happening all the way until the 31st of July, but you can only go in and take photos with the photo booths on Friday, Saturday, Sundays from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. So I went to queue around 11:30, waited 2 hours to get in, and then had 15 minutes to snap as many as I could with all of the photos with like 10 other people in my group. But thank you. I'm glad that you guys like the dress. I genuinely am so happy that I got to use it finally. I bought this 2 years ago when I was going to get married. At the time, I was buying just a few different wedding dresses because I didn't know which would actually look nice on my body. You know, like when you buy stuff online, you don't know if it'll look good on you. So I had a few dresses that I bought from Taobao, and I ended up using all the dresses except this one on my wedding day. So this was the one that was kind of chucked aside in favor of this one, which was my actual wedding dress. On that day, it was bigger. It was bigger and it was more traditional silhouette. But I chose this one because it was a church wedding after all, so I felt like it suited the vibe. And my hair back then was done by a professional, okay? So today's hair was done by Hime after not touching a curling iron for months. So forgive me if it's a little bit messy, though it's not too bad if I'm being honest. It was nice, it was gorgeous in the morning, but come the afternoon, 2 hours of queuing in the hot sheltered area. It was not that hot actually. They had lots of like big air conditioning units. That was not bad. But after 2 hours, it like unfurled quite a bit already. But it still held a little bit, which I'm happy about. Not bad already, right? I think so too. You look taller than I remember. Yes, it's a lot taller because can you see the platforms I'm in? Can you see this? Because, okay, I feel like I'm kind of, my silhouette is more flattering if I extend the length of my legs. So I wanted to wear these heels primarily because I look better in so I'm not sure if you can tell, but I feel like I'm very bottom heavy. I have big thighs, big calves for like the rest of the sides of my body. They are quite like thunderous, if you will. Woo, thunder thighs. So I wear heels when I want my silhouette to kind of balance out a little bit. So once the feet is like extended, it looks a bit more balanced. But you look like a supermodel. Aw, that's so sweet. It's the angle, baby. Like this is half my body. I was giving you that like side view, okay, not the front view. But either way, yeah, this is the initial dress that I wanted to wear there, but I decided to just go for the wedding one and not hold back because go big or go home. Honestly, go big or go home. Go big, then go home. Like I went big, then I went home. Calling it thunder thighs is crazy. Hell yeah, no, I love my thunder thighs. Don't get me wrong. It's just that sometimes when I wear like dresses that are knee length and then wear flats, I look a bit stout. So I have to wear heels for it to look more flattering. Yes, I'm so glad you guys like it. Which is your favorite photo? I honestly don't know which is my favorite. I really like the Zayn photo. I'm looking off to the side here, so it looks like I'm, a damsel. Over here, I just have a really happy face. Like, I look like the smuggest bitch in the world. The smuggest May in the world. I was just so happy to be sitting with Caleb. Then this one I thought is very nice too. He's a bit further away. This almost feels like I'm a fan taking photo with an idol. And then this one is the most fairy tale like, I feel, because I feel like Xavier's Popup was one of the most immersive and the lighting was gorgeous. You can see that they left the hole on his most of the pop-ups are open, right? Like as you can see, Zayn's one is translucent, so you can see through it. Only Caleb's one was covered. I'm not sure why they didn't, carve out so that you can have the light come in. I'm really glad that this was an outdoors event, as hot as it was, because if it wasn't outdoors, the indoor pictures just never look as good as when you have natural light. And today happened to be an amazingly sunny day. So lighting was amazing. I think they planned it perfectly. I saw someone else also wore her wedding dress to the event. There were, I'm counting about 10% of us wore wedding dress. You can edit them by removing the gloss. They'll be much better perhaps. Edit which one? Okay, I only edited a few of them. Like half of these are gloss where? What gloss? Why not just indoors but with skylights? Ooh, skylight studio, maybe. 10% is crazy. Where's the pastor for this? I wouldn't be able to legally marry any of them anyway. I was already wearing the wedding ring. There was one photo where I just stuck my hand out at the camera, and that was the one with Xavier, but I didn't look very flattering in that, so I ended up not posting it. But there was one where my hand with my wedding ring is just... Wait, that's my engagement ring because I lost my wedding ring, but close enough, My engagement ring is prettier anyway. The gloss of the cutouts. Oh, yes. There is some reflection on the cutouts. Probably they did skylight. Their budget was sky high. Yeah. Well, the fact that they could set this up at Resorts World Sentosa, and there were so many props and things too, I think this cost a bomb as well. Plus, we're not even talking about the queue management people, the staff that were deployed for this. There were at least 8 staff members. Some at the first queuing area, some at the second queuing area. One person each minimum at each side of the station, and then one person to escort the people. It was like a whole operation. There were manpower everywhere. That's expensive. They could get actual cosplayers with a sky high budget. Oh man, true. Like they did it the Billy Live, right? Man, those cosplayers are so good. But I feel like I wouldn't end up going to an event where there are cosplayers. Like here, it's standees, So I just look at my pretty boys as they are. If they're real men at the event, I might just not know how to function anymore. I might faint. Who knows? Oh man. Even like during Dojima and everything, I told the cosplayers to take photo with my standee, not with me. I would rather just take a photo of my pretty cardboard. Don't take photo of me because I am a bit embarrassed and like shy. So that was my day. I hope you guys enjoyed this little slideshow of my day at the Love and Deepspace pop-up. It was so fun. I genuinely had so much fun. Love the dress details. I'm so glad that you like it. What if we got a Hime cardboard cutout with their cutout? Oh man, yeah. One day I should bring my cardboard cutout instead. Then I don't even have to pose proper. I just have to put the standee there. That's a genius idea. I won't even have to sweat. I could wear my t-shirt and shorts to the event. But I do post this on my personal, so I'm unembarrassed. I had so many people message me today because some of my close friends know that I play otome games. And those who know, they don't play, but they message me saying, "Oh my god, it's the boyfriend game." This is it's really great. I feel like just a sense of community and just going there, even if you're like lobby conning ? The open area had a lot of Love and Deepspace girls just hanging about. Like there was an open area in between. Let me see if I can find the article again. Love and Deepspace Sentosa. I'm sad that I can't go. Oh no, are you busy? Okay, so here's the mock-up of the venue. Oop, let it load. Let it load. Let it load. It's taking... Why is Straits Times taking so long? Oh, ah! I reloaded. I was too impatient, chat. Now we have to wait again. Man. There we go. So this is just the front part of the... Just the front part. But behind the billboard, there's a lot of open space. So a lot of girlies were sitting along like the planters and stuff, and we were just like mingling. Oh, in fact, I met some people there. Hold on. Let me throw another picture in here. I met some friends from the Love and Deepspace community, and they gave me photo cards of my two mains. I'm so happy. Let me see if I can find a photo. It was early on in the day because they were done really early, and then I just happened to see them. I think some of you might know them. They're artists as well. Hold on. Ta-da! I got cute photo card of Xavier and Caleb. So this is by her username used to be Himeko. Now it is Harem After Dark, and she does mostly handsome guy art. And then there's also this Caleb art by Churi. They're both incredible artists. Let me go find their Instagrams to show you actually. Hold on. Let me shut off this in case. Let me find their IGs. Oh, let me just show you her store actually. Instagram. Seems like the perfect... Yeah, there's so many lads girlies. Of course, I like held back a little bit because I'm obviously with my husband. But if I was alone, I would make a lot more friends. I just needed to make sure my husband was comfy. So the whole time, I was telling him he's my main Lee. Despite me coming all this way in a bridal outfit for my 3D husbands. Hold on. Churi-san, Churi. Ah, there she is. Okay, I got there. Okay. I don't know if this is safe to show on stream. But okay, the Xavier photo card is by Harem After Dark. I make thirst content. She does. But it's so good though. Oh my god. Oh my god. She has lots of really nice merch. There was an acrylic standee. The Book Nook standees were really nice. I think she had a wedding one as well. This one, the ring holders. So it's an acrylic standee where you can hold the ring. So let me just show you the Xavier one, maybe. It is so gorgeous. She makes the most amazing lads merch. I just don't really buy merch of the boys, so I don't have a place to put them. But you can put your rings. It's so good. And then she has a lot of stuff. But she comes up with new merch quite often. I don't know if the prints are safe to show or not. Okay, but I got... Where's the Xavier card that I got? One of the cards here. Xavier... Oh, that's a lot of abs. Wow. That's a lot of abs, chat. Whoa. 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 It's summertime. Wow. I'm trying to find the Xavier card that I got, but I'm distracted. Oh, dang. Where is the Xavier? Okay, maybe I got like an old one. But it's a really cute one. Which one did I get? I got this one. I think it's a new one actually, because Witnessed by Deepspace just came out. I think it's a new one. She hasn't uploaded it. And the other card, the Caleb one, is by Churi, who does so cute. Oh my god. This was the artwork. Hee. Spy X fam. Hell yeah, why not? She also draws the Lads Boys. Go and follow them. I'm gonna just put their socials here. I think Harem After Dark's main is also IG. Go and follow them if you like Lads content. They also have Gino from K-pop Demon Hunters. Ayo. And oh, it's 9 o'clock already. Also, I think this is the upcoming photo set. Oh, it's debuting at SmashCon. Oh my god, I got early access to her merch. I'm always so excited to see her. For some reason, I always bump into her at all the Lads events. Like, even at the print shop the other time, I saw that she was printing a Caleb Catch 22. That was during February of this year. We were going to the print shop because we were all like rushing. And she had a Caleb print that was just sitting on the table. I was like, I recognize this artwork. Hold on. And that was the first time I met her. Then subsequently, I would try to catch her at all the events that I'm at just to say hi, just to exchange art. SmashCon for real, ayo. So it was really fun. Go and support my friends. They are so incredibly talented. And I can't wait. I don't really draw boys. I think you all know that I'm more of a I draw cute girls kind of girl. Maybe one day I'll draw the boys. Or not. It depends. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this slideshow. I can't believe I've been yapping for an hour already. Dang. Lads really takes over my life. That was a whole hour of me just yapping about going to the Lads event. But it was so fun. Oh, thank you for the posture check. Thank you. We're actually going to be going into our karaoke stream in a bit. I think I'm going to be restarting the YouTube side of things because I'm not able to monetize if I'm doing a karaoke stream there. So I'm going to restart the YouTube side in a bit, but I'm gonna go toilet first. Yeah, but if you guys want to join the event, it's open until the 31st of July. Even if you don't want to go and take photos of the with the standees, you can just go and take photos of the setup if that interests you. Oh my gosh, not you gambling ma. Oh, I'm winning. Damn. Number 3. Wow. That's crazy. Oh no, everyone's gonna gamble now. Don't forget the fish as well. Alright, I'm gonna go pee real quick and play the ad, and then we're gonna go into karaoke. But if you have any songs that... I'm not sure if streamer song list is up. It's still dead. Streamer song list hasn't worked in a while, and I'm not sure if it's because there's something wrong on my side or whether it's the website that's down. But if you guys want to request, I haven't put in any of the K-pop Demon Hunter tracks, but if you want to request those, you can. Just let me know what they are. And okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go toilet. See you in a bit. give me a moment. I'm gonna restart stream on the YouTube side real quick. YouTube side, hang in there, okay? Things are dropping.